Fitness Equipment Studio, live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. Look who's back, everybody.
I'm here. I am back in the fold.
They let you out of the Riverside TV studio finally.
Finally, I get to be back at my home with you, Pep Fernandez, with Johnny and the boys here at Teen Vision. I couldn't ask for a better time. I love it.
But we do love the coach's perspective on Riverside TV. You do a great job with it.
Hey, thank you. It's fun. I'm like you said, we were talking before the show, week 7 already. Unbelievable how time flies.
Yeah, we've got so much to cover high school football-wise in this show. We've got a lot of great interviews coming up. We're also going to hear from University of Redlands head football coach Mike Maynard, Life Pacific Hoops coach Tim Cook. We got a jam-packed show, but right now we're going straight out to Hemet. We're going live to the home of the Hemet Bulldogs and their head coach. And Jeff, we love this guy, the great Dennis Gregovich.
One of my favorites of all time.
Coach, how are you doing?
Doing wonderful. How are you guys doing?
Good. Hey, where's your daughter? Your daughter was just there. We just saw her. Where is she?
She's right down here. She had to come to practice. She bumped her nose, so she's real excited today.
Oh, how's your nose? Are you okay?
How's your nose? She's excited. She got out of school a little early today.
She's a Gregovich. She's tough, right? So.
Amen.
Hey, Coach, you're having a pretty good week coming off that big win against Citrus Hill, and it was a wacky 10-7 score. Just quickly, recap that game. What exactly happened? I don't even know what happened in the game other than you guys won by 3. What happened?
Well, I'll give it to you as quick as we can. You know, Citrus Hill's a great team. They're well coached, and we managed is going to have them rolling. They were already 5-0, and it really just got to be a defensive struggle. Both defenses played well. We started off. They tipped the ball when we were moving down their side. They ran it back for a touchdown. We got back on the board and answered for a touchdown. It was about 4 minutes left, and they went to punt. We got lucky. Malachi Jones blocked it. Desta Waters caught it. We pushed it about another 10 yards, set it up for a field goal, took a field goal with about 2.5 minutes left, and that was able to hold up after Bradley Fye got the interception in the end zone at the end. So really great game. Our kids were very excited.
Yeah, we had some big wins in our area last week, but the Bulldogs beating Citrus Hill was probably number 1 up there. That was a huge win for you guys, considering Citrus Hill had won, I think it was 44 straight Mountain Pass League games, 13 straight league titles. And I mean, you played them tough when you were the head coach at Tockwitz. There was a couple good games you had with Citrus Hill, but you finally got them, Coach.
Finally got them, was all excited about it, but, we're trying to keep things into perspective. We got to play Beaumont this week. Steinberg does an awesome job up there. The next week after it doesn't get any easier. Galliano and San Jacinto is rolling, so we got to do our best to keep our kids focused, and, that's the task at hand.
Now, Coach, I had an opportunity to cover you guys against that North game, and I will say this. The hardest football game I've ever called in my life was that North football game. I've never seen so many penalties it was a wrong. Now, what has changed from that week to where you guys are now? Because I saw really signs of how great you guys could be.
Well, defensively, like I said, most of those kids were, we had a lot of returners. They really understand Coach Galloway's system, so he's able to do a lot of stuff. Offensively, we're still growing. It's just growing pains from week to week. So every time we see something new, we've got to, coach our kids through it on the fly and get them through and do the best we can. So we've got playmakers, but it's a work in progress. It always will be. So we got to keep that in the kids' head.
Hey, Coach, you had mentioned playing Beaumont and Jeff Steinberg this week. That's an absolutely huge game. But when you look at your whole league schedule, you open with Citrus Hill, then you play at Beaumont, then you get San Jacinto. Those 3 games right out of the gate for Mountain Pass League game are massive. I mean, the league title is going to be decided in the next week or 2.
You know what? I don't buy it because, same thing. Tockwitz is still winning a couple games. West Valley still. Everybody's improved. You cannot let your guard down in this league for 1 week or somebody's going to get you. It's just too good at coaching and too good at athletes all the way around. Mountain Pass is pretty tough this year.
But with you guys beating Citrus Hill, it's now wide open. You know what I mean? Like the Mountain Pass League is turned on its side, and it's wide open this year.
Oh, yeah, because everybody looks at it. I'm sure Beaumont's thinking, well, if they can beat us, that opens it for them. Everybody's still got to play, San Jacinto. Citrus Hill's got to play San Jacinto. And I'm telling you, Citrus Hill's a very good team. We just happened to get, our defense just happened to play good enough that night. And, the special teams to put us in the spot to get that. So don't sleep on Citrus Hill. Very well-coached football team.
All right, Coach, just do us a favor, though. Let's not have a River Valley League when they had that 5-way tie for first place. I mean,
I hope not. I hope not. I'm going to pray for that.
Well, Coach, hey, it was great talking to you. What's your daughter's name, by the way?
This is Peyton. So Peyton, one more time. She want to say Peyton Joe.
Hey, Peyton. I hope your nose feels better.
She's being shy. She hopes you feel better. She's usually not shy. But I appreciate you guys. You guys do a wonderful job. Everybody loves you. Anytime you guys need us, you know we're here for you.
Thank you, Coach Gregovich. We appreciate it. Good luck on Friday night against Beaumont.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, Coach. That's Dennis Gregovich, the head football coach for the Hemet Bulldogs. And yeah, you called their game on Riverside TV. North won, what was it, 7-6?
7-6. It was a brutal game to call because I'm telling you, I've never seen so many penalties until the following week when I had 37 penalties in the first half.
Oh, man.
One half.
Sounds like a long game.
Oh, it was 2.5 hours just getting to halftime. It was the longest game I've ever called, but I'll tell you what, I think Coach Gregovich.
That's where you've been.
That's where I've been the whole time. I've been calling that one elusive game. Oh, it was brutal. But no, Coach Gregovich, great guy. And I'll tell you what, that North game was good other than the penalties.
And you got a Hemet Bulldogs helmet now.
Yes, I do. I have all the helmets. Everybody that's been great coming into the coach's perspective is giving me a helmet.
So you better wear one next week.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing that fits my big head.
Hey, let's keep the show moving along. Let's go to our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game of the week. And lo and behold, Jeff, it is your game on Riverside TV as Hillcrest will take on Norte Vista. I know it's only week 7, and as Coach Gregovich pointed out, we still got a lot of football to play, but that could be the River Valley title, right?
I am calling it right now. I'm throwing my salvo. This is for the league championship. Norte Vista already eliminated Ramona. They beat them by 5 touchdowns. I'll tell you what, Norte Vista is playing great. Hillcrest is playing great. Hillcrest nearly beat Kaiser. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, going into the season, I would have said, Novi's the favorite to win the River Valley League again. But when Hillcrest gave Kaiser such a great game, I thought, oh, maybe Hillcrest is going to challenge the Braves.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they've got a great young coach, Travis Carter, in his first year. He does a lot of different offensive schemes, and he's going to have Norte Vista on their heels quite a bit. It's a lot different than what John Brandon ran. And I'll tell you what, defensively, it's going to be tough for Novi because they got an outstanding quarterback at Hillcrest who can run, can throw. Yeah. Hey, he's very dynamic.
Cameron Payne.
Cameron Payne can play.
Hey, we got some highlights of Norte Vista from last week as they beat Ramona on Riverside TV. And Jeff, going into this game, that was the game, right? Ramona was undefeated. That was the game.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, the first part of the game told the entire game. Norte Vista ran for 25 offensive plays and held the ball for the first 14 minutes of that ball game. 14 minutes. They held it the entire quarter. Unreal. It was the longest. Ken Baddorf, the longest Ken Baddorf has ever held the ball. He said it was almost a quarter and a half. Pretty incredible.
That is unbelievable. And Novi picked up that huge win, 43-7 against Ramona, to set up this collision now with Hillcrest coming up. And Jeff, you had a chance to catch up with head coach Ken Baddorf, which I think, I don't know, was it the training room at Norte Vista? Where were you guys?
We were in the training room because everywhere it's so loud, and we had no cool backdrop. We're not pricey over there, so we decided to go in the training room and sat there and did a little interview.
All right, here's Jeff and Coach Baddorf the other day sizing up this matchup with Hillcrest.
Sports. Well, we played pretty well. I'll give Ramona a lot of credit. They came up with something pretty interesting on defense. It took us a while to figure it out. They were playing a great bend but don't break defense. I think we wore them out a little bit. We had a 14-minute drive to start the game and 20-some-odd plays. I've never seen them that long. And, they turned the ball over, and we were able to capitalize on that, which was great. But they put a touchdown in to end the half. So, kudos to them in keeping it close and having a good game plan. Second half, we came out, did real well with the ball. I know losing their quarterback hurt them a little bit, not just with play calling, but a little bit of emotional letdown to their team. So we were able to capitalize on some more turnovers and kind of put the game out of reach at that point.
Well, Coach, everybody was talking about the big game, and I'll tell you what, River Valley League play, you guys start off with 2 very good teams, Ramona and then Hillcrest. What are your thoughts on Hillcrest going into this week's game?
Hillcrest is outstanding. Great job by the coaching staff. Travis Carter's doing a phenomenal job. He's got some outstanding assistant coaches. The kids come out and play, and I've seen them play once in person. Really impressed. They played Kaiser down for down. Could have been either team's game. they're very, very good. They could easily be 6-0, and they play a very tough schedule. They have all the missing pieces that teams need. They're fast, very fast. Maybe the fastest team we'll see this year. They've got some big kids up front. They have a quarterback that's outstanding. They have good receivers. I mean, they're solid everywhere.
So that was Coach Ken Batdorf at Norda Vista High School. So Novi versus Hillcrest, big game this week. They had a big game last week against Ramona. But one of the biggest games from last week, and it was a crazy finish too, was Redlands East Valley against Redlands. We got video of that game, of the Smudge Pot rivalry game. Jeff, that's what it's all about right there.
The Smudge Pot. Do you know what the Smudge Pot is? Do you know what it? You're a
I've got
farming
like
guy.
4 or 5 in my backyard.
See, you're a good man then.
Yeah, keep those orange trees nice and thawed out, I guess.
Yes,
Right?
when it gets nice and chilly.
Nice and toasty. A lot of fans out there for this big matchup. We got the Litter Box, which is the Redlands East Valley fans, and we got the Boneyard, which is the Redlands fans. It's always one of the biggest rivalries in the Inland Empire. And Redlands beating Rev for the first time since 2012. Final score was 20-17 in overtime. So Rev in OT, they were tied at 14 through regulation. Then in OT, Rev got a field goal. Redlands came back to win it on a halfback pass, a trick play, and that was the difference in it in overtime. 20-17 again was your final score. Let's come back here live in the studio because that's going to set up our spoiled slick play of the week. I made a call out on Twitter like, I need video of this game-winning touchdown. Twitter never fails.
You got the video.
Twitter always wins. Let's go to our spoiled slick play of the week. And it comes from the Smudge Pot rivalry game. It was the winning touchdown. The halfback pass, check it out. Jamal Hines will hit an open Matt Oliveris in overtime, and that was it. Go home, everybody, out in the lands. That's Redlands. As Redlands wins 20-17 in overtime, it's our spoiled slick play of the week as we watch it one more time from a different angle. The halfback pass, Hines to Oliveris. Live it up, guys, and get your oil changed. That's spoiled. It's your spoiled slick play of the week. Congratulations. All right, when we come back, Jeff, guess what?
You got more?
More high school football. We've got a lot to get to. We're going to talk about Chaparral. We're going to talk Rancho Verde and an interview with Jaden Daniels. Remember that guy, right?
That guy, he's pretty good.
He was formerly at Cajon, now tearing it up at Arizona State. We've got that when we come back on the Inland.